Coming up next, the iconic singer of the #1 rock band in the world tapped his buddy to open for him on their world tour in 1989. They were the biggest band in the world. They had a new album out, and it was #1. His buddy's band was just a bunch of rookies. Nobody knew who they were. Their debut album hadn't even come out yet. But they had a secret weapon, a young kid with a 5-octave range, and these rookies blew the #1 band in rock off the stage every show. They were the talk of the industry, and once they put out their album, they would scale the top of the charts with several massive hits, including a power ballad we're going to talk about today that most of the band thought was just a cheesy one. It almost didn't make the record. Till the singer unleashed a note that was otherworldly. Said he wanted to hit a note that no one would ever be able to top, and he more than delivered. It took the song to the top of the charts, and I have that singer with me today to give the first-hand account. It's coming up next on Professor of Rock. Hey, music junkies, Professor of Rock, always here to celebrate the greatest artists and the greatest songs of all time. You know, if you remember the Freedom Rock ad and you wanted that album...
Hey, man, is that Freedom Rock? Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
You're going to love this channel of deep musical nostalgia. Make sure to subscribe below right now so that you don't miss any of our videos coming out. All right, it's that time again. It's time for another edition of our show, Revelations, where featured artists take us for a deep dive behind their greatest songs and greatest albums. And today we've got part 2 with the 5-octave wunderkind, Sebastian Bach, formerly of Skid Row. And he's going to tell us the story of the last great power ballad of the rock era, in my opinion, I Remember You. It almost didn't make it on the record because the band thought it was pretty cheesy. But Sebastian Bach unleashed a vocal that made this song a chart topper that led to the band blowing the #1 rock band in the world off the stage as a bunch of rookies. Let's get into the interview so it can tell us the story. You guys, and I can say this because I witnessed it and I've heard it 100 times, but I was there and I can say this for sure. You guys blew Bon Jovi off the stage when you opened for them on the New Jersey tour.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll just say that. But I remember going to that show with my friend. I lived in a small town in Idaho. We had to go to Salt Lake City in Utah to see any kind of big concert. We went to see Bon Jovi. We didn't know anything about the opening band at that point, Skid Row. I'm a 13-year-old kid, maybe 14. We're so excited. You guys come on the stage. I've been to, maybe 1,000+ concerts in my life. I've been to so many concerts. That's top 10 for me. Like as a kid, seeing that, it was like my 4th or 5th concert at that point. It blew me away. I had never heard somebody live sing like that up close. And that's all we talked about all the way home. Skid Row, who is this band? We were blown away. That kind of experience of where you couldn't immediately pull it up on your phone. You had to for a week, we're like, we got to get our hands on this record.
I sure miss those days.
I know. And it was like the talk of, for the next few months, Skid Row, this band, the coolest band. And I've asked around and I've seen it online too. There are people that said the same thing.
Well, I appreciate that. I remember one night on that tour when we sold more shirts than Bon Jovi did. And that was like a big deal. Like we were like in trouble for that or something. And I was like, we sold more than them. I can't remember. Maybe it was the gig you were at. I don't know.
It probably was, but I heard that's what people were talking about at the concert. After the concerts were walking out. Holy, who is that? It was just so cool. So let's talk about the self-titled first album. 5 times platinum, one of the greatest albums of the late 80s. I've had an argument with my friends going for a long time that had you come out in 1984 or 1985, you'd have been one of the biggest bands ever.
Where I come from is rock and roll is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be like a laugh with your buddies, going out and having fun singing songs together. In our scene, we want to live and have fun and party. I mean, that might be a super cliche, but it basically comes down to we want to enjoy life. We enjoy our time here and laugh and have fun and have a good time. Nothing but a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
I just say, and that's why I got into a band, because it was fun. That's the whole reason. And I love yacht rock. And I know the people that play yacht rock don't like that term. Like, it's like hair metal for Stevie. He's like, why don't you yourself? Everybody gets a label. Like, I cringe at labels that get put on me, and they cringe at labels that get put on them. I love Neil Young, and I once read an interview with Neil Young, and he's like, well, I always get labeled the 70s songwriter. And I couldn't believe what I was reading, because, like, he doesn't like being called a 70s songwriter. I don't like being called an 80s hair band. Steely Dan doesn't like being called yacht. We all don't like it. But everybody has a label that they have to deal with. I was at Mount Rushmore the other day, believe it or not, and some girl who was like 13 or 14, she runs up, are you Sebastian Bach? I go, yeah. She goes, you don't understand. I watch your videos on YouTube hundreds of times. I go, well, I never thought about that. So there's people watching those old videos on YouTube. Between that and satellite radio, I mean, we're still playing. And I forgot a little thing called Minecraft, the movie. How about that? I Remember You in Minecraft.
Well, let's talk about I Remember You, which for about 3 years was the #1 prom theme, most popular song chosen to be prom themes at high schools for like 3 years. I believe it was 90, 91, and 92. #6 on the pop charts, #23 on the rock charts. Big in New Zealand. It went to #2 in New Zealand and in Canada, 14 and 36 in the UK. But this is a song that was definitely popular with women as you play it. I read about that. And there was some hesitation by Snake and Rachel. In fact, Snake even told me that we didn't want to put it on the album. The person that pushed for it on the album was the label and Sebastian, because they didn't want to be known as a chick band. But every band back in the day had kind of a plan around their second or third single would be some kind of a power ballad. But you saw the potential in the song. Tell me about I Remember You.
Well, it was our last single on the record. The singles were Youth Gone Wild, Piece of Me.
Yeah, Piece of Me, great song.
Second single. Then 18 in Life. We did a low budget video for the song Big Guns, believe it or not. And then we did I Remember You. It was a smash hit song around the world, to the point where, like, somebody sent me an article from Rolling Stone magazine that they did with Norah Jones. And they said, what are your favorite songs of all time? She goes, well, one of them is I Remember You by Skid Row. And I'm like, wow, Norah Jones. And she goes, every time I hear this song, it transports me to being in the back seat of my parents' car when I was a kid. And it touches me like deeply. This isn't Rolling Stone. This is Norah Jones. Like, I'm like, that's crazy. I remember watching MTV Cribs, and they went to Outkast's house.
Outkast, big boy right here in Atlanta, Georgia, bachelor pad style out here.
And he holds up the first Skid Row in his bedroom. Next to his bed, he's got Skid Row. So, like, to me, that's mind-blowing.
Madonna, you know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about the Skid Row. I mean, I listen to it all.
So my point being is that song through Minecraft, where Jason Momoa plays it for 20 seconds of the movie, like talk about having a life of its own. That song has a life of its own for sure.
When love went blind and you would make me see.
And that was a song that you wanted him to play when you asked this
For sure.
girl to dance. And
It's nice and long too. It's like almost 5 minutes.
Exactly. So we owe a lot to Mr. Sebastian Bach about, dancing with a beautiful girl and having the guts to ask her to dance, because that was definitely one of those high school dance songs. But tell me about recording it, because talk about dynamics. I mean, you hit a note so otherworldly at the end of that song. I know exactly what Norah Jones is talking about. That note, I mean, when you're singing it, you had to put yourself, because your performance in that, it takes you through all of the feelings that you have when you truly love somebody, or that first love, or that first kind of thing. And some of those ballads can get really cheesy. That the 80s, we love them still, but they're a little cheesy. I Remember You has never fallen into that category. It's definitely like straight up emotion, and we all feel it. How did you do that? Tell me about that.
Well, when I recorded the first record, including that song, this was the last vocal I recorded for the record, because I knew how important it was. I had just had my first son, my first child, Paris, who now is the drummer in my band, which is nuts. But at the time when I'm singing that, I missed my baby boy, and I was singing to my kid that I didn't spend time with. So that was easy to tap into that emotion. But I remember the first time I recorded it, Judas Priest had played Alpine Valley Music Theater in Wisconsin. And we all went to that show with Richie Sambora. He was in town, and we all got up. We went to an Italian restaurant. We were drinking beers, and I wasn't drinking during that record because I wanted to do my best vocally. But this was at the very end of the album, so I said, let's go have some fun. And the next day I came in and I couldn't sing it very good, like to the point where, you could tell I was up all night partying, and Michael Wagner was getting pissed. We're recording for 20 minutes, and he's getting madder and madder, and I wasn't pulling it off very good. And he goes, "Hey, Sebastian, come in here." And I come into the studio. He goes, "I don't know what it is you have to do, but you better go do it. Go do whatever it is you got to do to pull off this vocal. And we're doing this tomorrow, and you better do it." I was like terrified. So I just went up to my hotel room and drank water and didn't speak and watched the movie and just rested. And the next day I walked in and I cut it like that.
We spent the summer with the top rope down.
But I didn't go out to a Judas Priest show the night before. So it's a very gentle vocal, except for the ending scream, which is not gentle. But I knew I had to sing it not scream it. Big difference.
So when you finally get that final vocal and nailed it, was there a little bit of a celebration? Did y'all kind of nod each head in approval? What was the moment like?
Well,
that?
Nobody was in the room when I did that except for me and Michael Wagner. But I remember saying, and I said this many times recording this record, all the Skid Row albums, a couple of times, and this note for sure, I remember right before I recorded, I said in my head, I go, "Okay, you're the singer in this band. Hit a note that nobody will ever be able to duplicate."
And you did.
Make this yours and only yours. And I totally did that. When I do it live now, the whole crowd's waiting for that. Like, I can see it. They're all filming and they got their lighters up and and we do the whole song and everybody's loving it. And when I pull that note off, the place goes like, they just can't believe that I can get up there. Knock on wood. But I got a good sound man too, I gotta say.
When it came time to release this as a single, take us to that moment where there was hesitation from Snake and from the band about releasing it, and you and the label kind of pushing for it.
No, the hesitation wasn't then. The hesitation was when we were making what would end up being the record in Rachel's garage. That's where the dispute happened. Doc McGee, because I wanted to do this song because I said I love ballads and it was one of the best ballads I ever heard. And Snake and Rachel weren't into it. And Doc McGee came to rehearsal and I go, Doc, you got to hear this song. And everybody's looking at me going, no. I go, no, you got to hear this song. And he goes, what song? And I go, it's called I Remember You. And we did it for Doc. And halfway through us doing the song in the garage, I look over and Doc's laughing. He's laughing. And at the end of the song, I go, dude, I love this, but Snake and Rachel don't think it should be on the record. And Doc goes, oh, that's funny. It's on the record. He goes, oh, it's on the record. He goes, this is on the record. So it wasn't the label. It was me. It was 100% me. I'm not making stuff up. I'm not bragging. It was me telling Doc, you got to hear this. This is incredible. And he knows a good song when he hears it. We didn't have a label then. Well, the label did want us to release it as a single before Piece of Me and all that. Like, they wanted that song out like right after Youth Gone Wild as a single. And we said no. We said we're going to do Piece of Me, we're going to do 18 in Life, we're going to do Big Guns, and then we'll do it. And that pissed them off. They wanted to put it out as a single. But as far as having it on the record, that was at rehearsal.
Now, was he laughing because he knew you guys had a hit there?
Yeah, that's why he was laughing. He's like, oh, that's funny. Oh, it's not on the record? Really? Oh, that's funny. That's the funniest thing I ever heard.
I love it. Well, it's been used, like you said, in a ton of pop culture. It's also been used in the TV show Bones and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Young Sheldon, I think. Rock
of Ages, and then, of course, a Minecraft movie. That's huge. That's one of the biggest movies of the year. This album cover behind you, I love how, because it's kind of a lost art, too. Yeah, look at that thing. Such a stellar album, and I love that how each song goes into the other. And
I wanted to make an album that could have come out in the 70s because those are my favorite albums. Aerosmith, Kiss, The Rush, Mountain, Zeppelin. Those are my favorite albums. So that's what I was going for. We did a video for Freedom. I wrote with John Five, the Eddie Trunks in.
What the world really needs in rock and roll is more cowbell. I'm out.
We did a video for Hold On to the Dream, which is crazy and amazing. Hold on to the dream.
I love Freedom.
Yeah, that's a really good time song. Really good time song.
Hold On to the Dream. And
Hold On to the Dream is epic. Very tricky groove. It's slow, but if it's too slow, it doesn't work. But if it's too fast, it doesn't work. It's got to be right on the money.
I mean, bravo, man. This album is great. I think it's your best work.
Me too. I think so too. There's a song, Future of Youth, we did a video for with Orianthi. And I think it's the heaviest music she's ever been associated with. That lead that she does is badass. But I'm really proud of this record, and it's going to be a real challenge for me to top it. But I will do my best, and I love a good challenge, and I love making rock music. So look out.
Tell me the truth.
Wasn't that great? I love Sebastian Bach. Make sure to get his new album, Child Within the Man, right here at the link right here or below. And make sure to leave us a comment. What are your memories of these songs? What are your memories of I Remember You? Oh man, school dances, that takes me back. It probably takes you back as well. It was like the #1 prom theme for 3 or 4 years in a row. Let's have a great discussion about Skid Row. Man, if they had come out in 1984, even 5 years earlier, I think they would have been one of the biggest bands of the 80s. And they still had such a great run. Let's have a great discussion. If you like our content, we invite you to subscribe. Love to have you as part of our community. Till next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends.